The political world is in mourning today as news breaks of the death of former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney at the age of 84. Few figures in American politics have been as powerful, polarizing, or persistent as Cheney, a man who operated for decades behind the scenes, but shaped the course of history from the shadows. His passing marks the end of an era defined by both strategic brilliance and moral controversy, a legacy that will continue to divide opinion for generations to come. Born in Lincoln, Nebraska, and raised in the rugged landscapes of Wyoming, Dick Cheney began his journey in politics as a quiet but determined young staffer. His intellect and command of policy soon caught the attention of Washington's power players, propelling him to become the youngest White House chief of staff under President Gerald Ford. From there, Cheney served in Congress, representing Wyoming's at-large district, where his reputation as a conservative strategist took shape. His ascent continued when he became Secretary of Defense under President George H. W. Bush, overseeing major military decisions, including the U.S.-led Gulf War, an operation that earned him both respect and criticism in equal measure. But it was Cheney's role as Vice President under George W. Bush from 2001 to 2009 that cemented his place in modern political history. He wasn't just a ceremonial figure. He was one of the most influential vice presidents America had ever seen. In the wake of the September 11th attacks, Cheney became the driving force behind some of the most consequential and controversial policies in U.S. history. He advocated for the invasion of Iraq, the use of enhanced interrogation techniques, and the expansion of executive power in the name of national security. To his supporters, he was a patriot who made tough decisions to protect the nation. To his critics, he was the architect of overreach, a symbol of secrecy, aggression, and power without accountability. Throughout his career, Cheney's health struggles ran parallel to his political life. He survived multiple heart attacks, underwent bypass surgeries, and eventually received a heart transplant. Each time, he defied the odds, returning to the public stage with a resilience that mirrored his political tenacity. Even after leaving office, he remained unflinchingly outspoken. In later years, he broke ranks with his own party to defend his daughter, Liz Cheney, as she became a leading critic of Donald Trump. He even went as far as endorsing a Democrat in a later election, an act that underscored his complex relationship with both power and principle. News of his death has reignited debate about his impact. Tributes have poured in from allies who praised his intellect, leadership, and loyalty to his country, while critics revisited the wars and policies that defined his vice presidency. Whether viewed as a defender of American security or a cautionary tale of unchecked authority, Dick Cheney leaves behind a shadow that stretches across decades of U.S. foreign and domestic policy. As the world reflects on his life, one thing is certain: Dick Cheney's influence reached far beyond the Oval Office. His legacy is one of ambition, conviction, and controversy, a reminder that power, once wielded, leaves a mark that time cannot easily erase. His passing not only closes a personal story of survival and determination, but also turns the final page on a political era that reshaped the United States and the world.